Good morning and welcome to the news update on Echo FM 100.7. Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. The federal government has commenced moves to address fiscal and policy bottlenecks undermining Nigeria's paper manufacturing industry as part of efforts to boost local production, create jobs, and reduce the country's dependence on imported educational materials. Minister of State for Industries, Senator John Eno, stressed that the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment would engage the Ministry of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy to review the existing duty structure affecting the sector. The National Insurance Commission, NICOM, has called on insurers to transition from a product-centric approach to a customer-centric model. The Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Olusegun Ayo Omoshein, noted that the transition provides a unique opportunity to assess progress, confront persisting challenges, and most importantly, renew collective commitment to building a trusted insurance ecosystem. The Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, has closed the sale of expression of interest and nomination form for its 2027 presidential ticket amid indication that only 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi bought the forms. The party, however, extended by 1 week the deadline for the collection of expression of interest forms for other elective positions, including governorship, Senate, House of Representatives, and the state houses of assembly seats. The reported killing of one of the teachers abducted along with some students in some schools in Ahoro is a Sinele in Orile local government area of Oyo State has raised serious concerns among relatives of victims still being held captive. This came as teachers shut down classroom activities in Ogmomosho, Oyo State, and staged a peaceful protest to the TESCOM office in the town over the recent abduction of students and teachers, which resulted in the killing of one teacher. The Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has ordered a full investigation into a building collapse in Abuja that claimed 5 lives and left several others injured over the weekend. Wike also directed that the affected site be immediately sealed off. According to him, the Department of Development Control had already taken steps to seal off the property while further enforcement measures were underway. While in the world of sports, Pep Guardiola is set to bring a trophy-laden decade in charge of Manchester City to an end this weekend. According to multiple reports have it that Guardiola will step down after the visit of Villa to the Etihad. Former Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca, who previously worked under Guardiola's staff at City, is reportedly in line to take over next season. And in the world of business, African Women Banking and Finance Association has held the median edition of its conference in Lagos, with several female key players from various institutions across the sector in attendance to advocate for increased female representation in leadership. With a mandate to expand across various African countries and see more women in leadership roles across the banking and finance sector, they viewed the conference as a convergence of leadership, influence, and opportunity. And on the foreign scene, the United States says it's blustering precautions to prevent the spread of Ebola, including screening air travelers from outbreak-hit areas and temporarily suspending visa services. There is no vaccine or specific treatment for the strain responsible for the current spread of the highly contagious hemorrhagic fever. Around 350 suspected cases have been reported. Most of those affected are aged between 20 and 39, and more than 60% are women. And that is all for the news update at 10, as brought to you by the news desk of Echo FM. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. On Facebook, Echo FM. On X, at Echo FM_Owerri. On Instagram and in YouTube, it's Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. And that is the news update at 10. Thank you for listening. Stay with us for Straight Talk.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7. Every day,
every hour,
every minute,
and every second,
breaking news occur
from our villages,
in our cities,
new government policies,
the economy,
politics,
social news,
entertainment news,
security concerns.
We the people converge
to analyze,
separating facts from fiction,
lies and truth.
We dissect,
we integrate,
we harmonize,
we criticize,
and we bring you all the juicy details.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. It is Straight Talk.
Straight Talk.
Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Kapua! Shall I begin? I am your host. I am your anchorman. I am the presiding bishop of this ministry, and I am awesome. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event, and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Are you ready?
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Number 1, 250, come out. Video. That's the video. This stuff, oh yeah,
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Street Talk Live on Echo FM. Well, it's the gospel of APC that is reigning in the country today. So much is reigning. Even the PDP also did their own primaries, and of course, the results are also out. And about 8 persons have also emerged and all that. So we will give you details of all the primaries results so far that we have seen. All right, people of God. Salvatore. 81, 82, 83, 89.
500.
201, 202, 250, 303. How you see?
Mathematical entertainment.
Oh my God.
Very, very interesting. A sad repetition of 2023. But I would imagine that there would be already looming crisis arising from this electoral heist.
Oh, you call it a heist?
What do you want to call it? You want to call it something else? Maybe you call it harassment.
Okay. Oh my God, this is so funny. You know why I'm laughing? It's because sometimes the people who do this, I don't know if they think the world is not watching.
That is the very, very sad aspect of the whole comedy. You're in a situation where people are not even aware that the global village, all eyes across the globe are on them, all ears. You know, you have technology to the extent that somebody even in the moon will be seeing you and hearing what you are saying when you are counting from 100 to 251. And you expect people to come and accept it in 2027. I see a lot of crisis ahead.
Well, let's see how this pans out. A lot of people have started processing litigation and craziness in the counting. And they adopted option A4. That is one thing that Nigerians have been yearning for, and they say hell no to it. That you have to adopt option A4, line up on the person, and then you thumbprint, and then they count, and it goes to the beavers in real time. That's what Nigerians are saying, and the APC-led Senate said no to it, and India primaries adopted the same measures they said no to do the primaries. How do you see that?
Very interesting once again. Of course, you would know right off the bat without being told that what happened was massive mobilization of the so-called members, followers, the electorates, delegates, if you will, via the use of naira and dollars.
Okay, Salvatore.
Yes.
The Electoral Act clearly stated that it's going to be direct primaries.
Yes.
Are we seeing direct primaries? Why are we saying this now? Because this looks like the same delegate stuff. Because what we hear is 2,000-something delegates from the news that keep flying over. But the APC themselves made it a direct primary. So the direct primary is it for the opposition party and not for the APC? Because what we're seeing now is completely something different. I don't understand. You are also a journalist. Can you throw more light on this particular one for us?
Very simple. The confusion continues. And you see, it is very sad because you are doing this right in the open and everybody's watching and seeing what you're doing. What you are doing is actually attracting global disgrace, embarrassment to the geographical space called Nigeria. And that's very, very sad for some of us who have friends and colleagues all over the world keep calling us and asking, how can this happen in your country? And people like you are there. And at times you don't even know what to say. You're dumbfounded because you will think that some people would have sense enough to read between the lines and know the difference between an option A4, indirect primaries, and direct primaries.
Oh.
Okay, so, but here we are. Everything is being stampeded into creating the impression that what you actually have is a banana republic. Very sad.
Well, so sad, everybody. You can be part of this program because today we are not talking much. I'm not saying it's just the outcome of the APC primaries and of other party primaries like the PDP that we are dealing with today. Join us live on our Facebook and YouTube to drop your comments because we want this thing to go viral. It's kind of funny. The Electoral Act stipulated clearly that we are going to use direct primary. It means everybody in the party who is a registered member has the right to vote. And you can vote. It means there should be an election before the election. It means every ward should be voting at every instance if you're a registered member. So, but this time around, they are converging at a primary venue and then using delegates as against the primaries that was stipulated as a direct primary. And once again, I don't understand what direct primary is anymore with what the APC did. So is this a ground for litigation?
Well, it was already predicted that there was a looming implosion. And you can see that a good number of high-profile participants in the exercise were saying this is the model that should be adopted, and all of that. Now that it has happened this way, it will be safe to assume that they are aggrieved and they are not going to let this be swept under the carpet. And that's where the problem starts, stage one of the crisis. That's where it starts. Because the kind of people you meted this treatment to are not pushovers. And they will ensure that, in fact, if nothing else, worst case scenario, your party does not get a candidate. You know what happened here in Imo State a couple of years back.
Yeah.
I am seeing that replaying from this exercise.
All right, in Imo State in particular, Governor Hope Uzodinma has gotten his senatorial ticket from the primaries as against former Governor Rocha Sokorocha. That's no longer news now. And his ambition to become the Senate president is also not in breaking news. It is like everywhere. Akpabio is back from the primaries. Baroa is back from the primaries and the rest of them. We also have a lot of confusion in Abia State where people are, the primaries presented like 3 different candidates in one particular senatorial zone, and we don't understand how that happened, but it happened in Abia State, and a lot of issues coming on. So generally, how would you rate this primary process, and why is INEC keeping quiet?
I would rate it the way an average human being with common sense would rate it, and that is that the confusion is back again. And this confusion is deliberate. It's not from an error. It's not from a mistake. It's deliberate, it's focused, and it is intentional to ensure that people are imposed on the electorate once again. And that is what makes it very sad, because it's so very obvious now that a lot of Nigerian electorates have taken the decision that this is the last bus stop, that this 2027 will be the last straw that breaks the camel's back. And so they are ready to take action on this. They won't take it lying low from investigations conducted.
Well done. Let me, this one now, let me throw it to you directly. How are you feeling? Ned Nwoko lost the senatorial.
Why do you want to put me on the spot?
Because you've been dancing all day long.
Hey, God. Why do you want to put me on the spot?
It's not being on the spot. It's been on the social media buzz. There's been a buzz on the social media since last night.
Yeah.
The women have sent a lot of messages saying all manner of crazy things. Some people feel say they be lion. They know if you do lion again when they reach election. Now small girl then go to beat. Now small girl then go to another kind of thing. Is crazy. That from a woman perspective. I'm asking you because you're a woman. How do you feel? Do you think this is being vindictive on what happened between Ned Nwoko and the wife Regina?
In all honesty, I won't outrightly say is vindictive. I think if something isn't good, if something isn't palatable, it's obvious people will be uncomfortable with it. You don't need to tell someone outrightly that this is very bad, this is not good. We're actually waiting for him. I hope you know. Unconsciously, people didn't say anything about it. Yeah. But it so happened that suddenly when it happened,
you are very correct. It was like everybody don't forget the matter.
You understand? Because definitely they were waiting for something. And I know maybe he didn't see this coming. I don't think so. So it's not like it's vindictive. It's just I just think it's just a matter of it just happened.
It's scorn of a woman.
Yeah, not scorn of a woman. God.
Oh my God.
That's come of a woman.
Since last night, go on social media. Everybody lost Senate. People lost.
It's
They're
the
not,
beautiful
but
side of the
Ned
woman.
Nwoko just lost. See happiness among women. And of course, some men are also not happy about the fact that he has been there even. They felt that he should have been thrown away from the Senate a long time
Yeah.
ago for that action he has taken. But the whole issue, not just the incident between him and Regina, a lot of people felt he was, well, old
Has
enough
older.
and just leave the little younger ones and stuff like that. But that's his personal thing. He has a right so long as they're not minors. So anybody who's 18 years is manageable and all that. But a lot of people were not comfortable with it. Others say it because of his struggle for Anioma State. Should that be an issue? So even say they deliberately push him away so that he can go get Anioma State and become the first executive governor. All manner of crazy talk is coming. So where do you land on this one? I know you are also a proponent of Anioma State. You're a supporter of that Anioma State.
Well, if it was deliberately staged so that he will now concentrate on the Anioma project and possibly end up the governor of Anioma State, for me, that is cause for celebration. That is cause for celebration.
Why are people happy he's not going to the Senate? You are happy he's going to be governor?
I am looking at the bigger picture now, since
Okay.
you mentioned Anioma State, because if you're talking about the sixth state for Nigeria's southeastern region, it has to be Anioma State.
Okay.
Anything short of that is a joke. And all of them in the National Assembly know this fact. That's the truth on the table. So,
Well, now that
if-
he's
if-
not in Senate, how does he achieve that?
well,
Because his influence was heavy in the Senate, heading towards Anioma and the state selected from the southeast, because that's where he's coming from.
he is not the only proponent of that project.
Okay.
So even if he's impeached, if he's removed from office tomorrow morning, that doesn't end the clamor for Anioma State.
All right, but the women are happy. Why are they happy?
You're asking me after you've already answered the question. You now want me to get between you and Dawn. I
No.
won't do that.
It
I will
has
talk
nothing to
about-
do with me and Don. I say women generally. And those of them that are very happy on social media. So women have not said nothing, so we can't put everybody in the same basket. But the ones that are so happy. Coming into the studio, I was in a bus this morning, and coincidentally, the person that was sitting, the two people were sitting were women. The ones in front were women. We were only two men in the motor, the driver and myself. I know you one. Everybody know the work. What thing? What did the guy do there?
Well, you can call them soul sisters in collaboration, in unity. You may likely have a situation of Operation Petticoat. There used to be a drama, on television in the United States, Operation Petticoat. That is where you have women in charge. And
Well, there are trending issues women are catching cruise with now. It's Chike versus Frankie Doho's wife, and the triangle of their madness that's happening on social media. It's been catching cruise. Nowadays, if you talk anything in your wife, the women will say, well, there's a Chike around. I don't know what that means, but yes,
You know.
yes, just opposite here. They were making hair yesterday. There were four of them. Everybody, Chike. See, it just be like saying, no, just find woman trouble for this country. You find your name Nassau.
in fact, talking about that, talking about women in politics now.
Yeah.
You know, there was a hell of a surprise from Idato Federal Constituency as far as the ruling party
The
is
ruling
concerned.
party put forward a woman to go challenge, go change it. Wow, that's interesting.
Yes, it's very, very interesting.
How calculated is that?
For me, I'm finding it rather very captivatingly comical.
Comical?
Yes, because if you know the antecedents, or if you know the background history of the young lady, you will just not do any other thing. You will not have any other reaction than to laugh. This is a young lady, who is the vice chairperson of Idato South Local Government Area.
Okay.
And as it is no longer news that she is just being marginalized by the local government chairman. And
Okay.
that problem has
Why
always
so?
been
Is it
there.
because she's a woman?
She feels that certain responsibilities that she should have been allowed to handle were not given to her, and that caused a schism in even amongst the councillors in that local government. And of course, with next to no experience, okay, administratively, politically, she's a greenhorn, just came up, was given that appointment as vice chairperson, and that's practically what she has, if you asked me. Talking about talking about political savvy and administrative finesse and experience. And now, of course, you know that the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Vulnerable People, who is much more experienced politically, was also gunning for that same position. I'm talking about the sitting Commissioner for Women Affairs. And I was actually shocked that was, in fact, what that was telling me from one corner of my head was, okay, maybe somebody has already taken the decision to ensure that Ugochinyere sweeps 110% of the votes.
But you don't think there's going to be an element of surprise in that election?
My brother, they say,
I know you're passionate about it. That's your place.
They are political juggernauts.
Okay.
They are political heavyweights.
Okay.
From the ruling party in that federal constituency.
I don't know how backing her.
Who, when they are going for themselves to end up in the House of Reps, you say they will be backing her. For now, I'll be thinking that they'll be feeling slighted. Now, I know a good number of them.
Okay.
You have people who have the capacity. When you talk about capacity, I'm talking about capacity in the Nigerian sense. When you say, look, what war chest do you have to prosecute this ambition successfully? This person has it. This other person has it. You have of the House from that federal constituency who has what the Nigerians call capacity, and you know what
Pascal
that means.
Obi,
Pascal Obi is the person I'm talking about.
Okay.
He has been in the race fervently.
He was also contesting?
Campaigning, contesting. Now, you have also the person who contested in 2023, who was a personal physician to former President Buhari, who was brought in to, slug it out with Ikenga Ugochinyere, and Ikenga Ugochinyere just beat him hands down, even in his ward. And that is a candidate of the ruling party, beaten by Ikenga. And now, Ikenga's second coming, you are bringing somebody with no background, if so to speak, if you want to tell ourselves the truth, instead of those who have been there, those who are politically exposed.
But I believe it's the might of the APC that is fighting Ugochinyere now, not just the woman.
Listen, for now, we're not talking about Ugochinyere and his APP in this very discussion right now. What we're talking about is within the APC family, they are highly qualified. In fact, the two-term House of Assembly member of Idato South, where the young lady comes from, was in the race, campaigning vigorously to be in the House of Reps. I'm talking about Johnson Duru, Right Honorable. Now, you have people like that in that constituency. You have Victor Wanaforo, Sir Victor Wanaforo, who sponsored his elder brother into chairmanship of that local government. He himself was chairman of that local government, and he sponsored the Accord House of Assembly, candidate, and the guy won, beat the ruling party because that was a schism.
So why with all these people? How did this one emerge? How did she emerge? Was it a consensus or they did the voting?
As far as APC is concerned, when you talk about consensus, you are invariably talking about directives from Mr. Governor. This is who it should be. That is the sense of consensus. When you're talking about,
it's more like an appointment. See,
I don't like being asked questions to which you already have answers for. When somebody asking me a question already has answers, the true answers.
I'm saying for the listener, not because of you. It's an affirmative question.
I put it to you, Barry Cosmos, that you already know the answer to that question.
I may know. Does my listener, do they know?
Well, they now know, don't they? So that's the point of the matter.
Okay.
So they will say, who is the governor's candidate. And when you have a situation where Mr. President already gave the directive, go and meet your governor, what else do you expect? Do you really expect a real consensus in the real, actual sense of the word? The answer is no.
All right.
So that's
that's one side.
Yes.
In Imo State, that's about the only woman that has made it to become a contestant in the 2027 election so far in Imo State, because the rest of them are all men. And of course, Imo State is a lot of people are coming up. So many parties. We've seen that of the APC. I think the PDP also came up with their own list. I don't know if I have that list here. Yeah, I think so. The People's Democratic Party. Ogbuagu has emerged. Onye and others, including 3 women, emerged rep standard bearers in the PDP. Among those who emerged as standard bearers are former House of Assembly member, House of Representative, Right Honorable Ucho Ogbuagu for Mbitoli Ikeduru Federal Constituency, the president of the Igbo community in Gboko, Benue State, Chief Samuel Christian Onye for Okigwe Onuimo Isialambano Federal Constituency, Barrister Ekena Emerem of Ehi member no Ehitu Boma and Obowo Federal Constituency, and High Chief Joseph Chukuma Ikunna for Haji Egbema Oguta Oru West Federal Constituency. So those are the ones. The list also include 3 women from Ehime Ndidi Olachi Oluma Nwadike Peace Adana and Princess Oleka Chinedu, seeking to represent Owerri Federal Constituency in Nkwere, Isu, Wangale, Njaba Federal Constituency, and Ayazu, Ezinite Federal Constituency, respectively. So these are the 3 women also in the PDP to challenge the APC and other parties.
You know what that tells you?
Yeah?
At this juncture, I think we can afford to at least give PDP credit when you talk about affirmative action as directed by the United Nations. That now what you're talking about here is 30% of the candidates they are putting on the table are women.
Are women, yeah.
And affirmative action talks about 35%. So PDP has come much closer to the mark than the ruling party, which has been all over the decades perceived to be an anti-women party. They just have disdain for women. That's why you would have only 1 woman out of 10. That's 10%. And the party, even going beyond that, it's a long story. We don't even have time to get into that. But for now, that's what it looks like.
Okay. Let's try and bring in our listener into this. But then before that, Peter Obi is the only one that bought the NDC presidential candidate. That gives automatic ticket to him as a presidential candidate. Kwankwaso didn't buy. So OK movement is now guaranteed. What
this tells you, Barry, is you must go back. And that's why a lot of people don't know many things, a lot of water passing under the bridge. What you have read now has so many ramifications. But a lot of people don't have the eyes to see all this.
Okay.
You have a situation where Peter Obi outrightly told you ab initio, I must be on a ballot. Then from there, it graduated to a situation where people are saying, if Peter Obi joins Catholic Women Organization Party, we are going to join the party. If he joins Happy Birthday Party, that is our party, we'll move along with it. And he wanted clearly to get into a situation where he would have that ticket from whatever the party is, because that's not even important. What's important is the brand name Peter Obi. He is actually the party. And majority of Nigerians know this truth. So that was why they went into NDC, because ADC was playing being clever by half with their booby trap set for somebody who obviously has more political savvy than you. You are setting a booby trap for the president. Now, the situation is, and it had to be, are you giving me your ticket? Yes or no? If you're not giving it to me, I'm not coming into your party. And all these parties know, all of them have been struggling to give Peter their ticket. Come, sir, take it, we'll give it to you. So many of them. A good number of them, their leaders have spoken with me, I've spoken with them. And they even got angry that Peter decided to, if Peter says it is it is Barry Cosmos' party I'm going to tomorrow morning, everybody will be angry with Barry Cosmos and begin to dig up Barry Cosmos. Yes, I know him. At a particular point in time, I think he even carried Expo in Caritas University. Meanwhile, Barry Cosmos was never a student of Caritas University. So the truth of the matter is very, very simple. Peter assured himself that he was going to get that ticket, and he still is working in collaboration with Kwankwaso. And Kwankwaso, having made the confession recently about 2023, what else are you talking about?
All right. That puts the whole limelight to everybody listening. Now it's time for you to holler. Join the conversation. What is your take on all the primaries? Show Sani is back. He won his own ticket in Kaduna State as well. And I think every other thing. I'm also hearing that there's another impeachment move for Obasa in Lagos. Another impeachment move because it's getting hot in Lagos and succession is. Obasa was preparing to go to the government house, and then the governor chose his deputy. And Obasa wants to still hold the position of the speaker in Lagos State Assembly after how many donkey years, and the assembly members are saying no today, that you already agreed to leave, so why are you coming back? And things like that, and the likes of Desmond Elliott are championing that now. So with all this craziness going on in the APC, where are we heading?
You are heading into what I already predicted long time ago. Now, let me use again Idato Federal Constituency for an example. Barry, do you know that the young man called Tony Nwolo, who
was there, Labour Party,
not too young to run, Labour Party running mate Senator Athan Achonu. Do you know that that young man now is a director in Tinubu's campaign organization?
Yeah.
Now, I can tell you authoritatively that the person who made it possible for him to get that House of Reps position from Lagos State, Oshodi Solo Federal Constituency, is my cousin. Now, he made it possible for Nwolo to get that position, right? So for 2027, he was telling everybody, he was so confident because he's the DG of his UNASO, and he said, look, that position I facilitated for Tony Nwolo, I'm not going for it myself in 2027, and he went for it. All right? Then for the federal, either to North and South, Honorable Sir Victor Wanafro was going for that. And both of them, because in fact, it was just about a year or so ago that Victor returned to APC. You know, about a year and 5 months ago, he returned to APC ceremoniously. And everywhere bubbling. They were sure of, both of them almost sure of ending up in the House of Reps because they are with the ruling party, right? So now, you know what happened in that federal constituency in also the Solo was given to a Yoruba person. So both of them, both Victor Wanaforo he lost out Idato North and South. Prince Nixon Okwara, who happens to be the son of our late traditional ruler, lost out also Oshodi Isolo. So both of them have lost out from the ruling party. And this kind of thing is not the kind of thing that you want certain people who are, I would say, misled into believing erroneously that they were going to be given a ticket.
All right. Let's get to hear from our people. Ifeanyi Ejimkoye from Obiakpos, APC rep and Senate primary election is full of surprises, and Nigerian Senate is now turning into a retirement home for corrupt and failed governors. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Barry Cosmos.
Welcome back, Honorable Elder Ngozi Ika.
You home.
Okay.
Now, my party, the APC, has two House of Reps candidates. Okay. Abombi Sengo Bala is Honorable Ngozi Park Ekej, former member of the House of Assembly. Now is a candidate for House of Reps.
Okay.
Abombi Sengo Bala. So we are close to the affirmative that the PDP is equally pursuing. We are women friendly. Now, for the woman that is going to challenge I wish her good luck. because he happened to be my friend, my close ally in the civil society group. I know he is the first timer, 31. So let us all write our lady off. The fact that he's the vice chairman, of that one of the local governments gives her an advantage. He's at home. Because he is in Abuja. So let Gosia not go to bed thinking that it's going to be Huru. Meanwhile, that election will be conducted the same day. Or Yoko will be a senatorial candidate. So there's an advantage. I want to go be mobilizing alongside with the lady. So it's going to be a very good fight.
All right.
Being that as he may, let us see the abracadabra in the counting that is going on from 100 to 210, 250, and I don't know which part of mathematics, because I did additional math. I did foreign math and I did the econometrics. Okay? I don't know where we are bringing this kind of mathematics.
It's geometric progression.
we must be stable with what we are doing, just like Salvatore was saying. Okay?
Yeah.
This idea of playing, we started when professors from the university, from every tower, started learning to do mathematics. And it became a shame that a professor from a university will come and announce a result that can tally. So what else are we talking about?
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Because of time, I'm trying to reduce. Our time is flying so much today. We don't have enough time. So thank you very much for your contribution.
It's okay. Let others.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's everybody just listen to this public announcement, please. It's very important for a missing item. A Good Samaritan driver brought is Mr. Tangod, a bus driver who drives from Ama JK at Douglas Road to Obinze, Amami Market at Obinze Army Barracks, reported that a passenger he carried on 17th May of 2026 forgot his or her mini purse bag containing jewelries and some money. So if you are the owner of that particular mini purse, please do well to come and identify and collect that particular misplaced item. Please, you can come to Echo FM, identify yourself, and then we will contact the person who is in charge of it. Thank you very much. Yeah. Echo FM is at number 4, Ajaku Street. So please, especially those of you in Mami Market and Obins the route, Umagwa and the rest of you, if you have a missing purse, please do come to Echo FM and make your claim. Thank you very much for listening. We go back to the program. We have this message say, "Blessed morning, Big Brother Barry. I'm Mommy Echo, my Adoma Echo FM. How are you people doing? I'm Comrade Anoye Fine Chukufikis man from Umuago, Oposima and Haji Ebema. Based on the primary election of APC, something fishy is going down soon. Let's see how it goes, Kachineke Mezioku. Thank you very much for your message. And we have this one from,
You're reading it.
Okay, don't dodge him. Engineer Buka texting from Futo. Well, he said the concluded primaries of All Progressive Congress operated like a malfunctioning thermodynamic system under unstable pressure conditions. That one will bring disturbance. The entire voting process resembled a turbulent fluid flow inside a damaged hydraulic chamber, where numerical values experience abnormal volumetric expansion beyond their original state of variables. Imagine a calibrated system where a vote count of 20 suddenly undergoes spontaneous heat transfer and expands into 100 without passing through the normal conservation equation. That is not democracy. That is electoral entropy and maximum disorder. Entropy, we have chloride for 37, 35, 30. All right, we also have the process look like a pressure vessel suffering from severe leakage and backflow contamination, where political molecules were artificially compressed and reheated to increase output beyond the actual input. Oh, Input and output must be what? Equal and opposite. The direct primary operates like a centrifugal pump operating with cavitation and vortex instability, producing inflated discharge pressure despite low suction volume. Figures were no longer counted through laminar flow principles, but through chaotic turbulence governed by manipulated pressure gradients. This one and the gradient conduit. You know, go straight line again. All right. In engineering mechanics, when output massively exceeds verified inputs, the system is classified as thermodynamically inefficient and mechanically compromised. What should have been a transparent electrical pipeline suddenly transformed into a corrupt closed-loop circulation system filled with artificial pressure amplification, numerical overheating, and unconstitutional fluid injection into a democratic chamber. Engineer Ebuka Texan from Fulto. People with sabi physics and chemistry. Oh yeah, go and interpret. You know, concern me again. I are done. Okay, this one is English language. I read.
Good morning, Barry, the presiding bishop of this ministry, and Judge Donny Koma. My name still remains Felix Wozuzu, texting from my humble community, Umahimbiri. Barry and Judge Don, it's quite unfortunate that here in Nigeria we keep recycling our leaders. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad and the ugly is in power, and the good is always left out. Barry and Don Ekoma, thank God for now we don't have any case of Ebola cases in Nigeria. USA have now rolled out millions of dollars to African countries that have Ebola cases. Barry and Judge Don, you will see that our leaders will now manufacture Ebola cases in Nigeria just to grab some millions of dollars that USA have rolled out to Africa. And finally, insecurities have now taken a new dimension with the terrorist bandits beaming their searchlight to our schools. I weep for my country, Nigeria. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of your day ahead.
Well, talking about these terrorists, it was, I think, was it a day or 2 days after the governor declared for presidency, the attacking community?
Makinde.
Yeah, Makinde declared for APM in collaboration with a faction of the PDP.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, terrorists attacked and struck his state where he is presiding. This election, I don't know why people play with the lives of people.
Very interesting. I'm sure that you are aware that the chairman of IPAC, Inter-Party Advisory Council, Maman Dantale Yusuf, he set his records in that APM a couple of years back and achieved quite a bit. So now he working in collaboration. In fact, that APM shortly before 2022 got into a collaboration with Kwankwaso's party, NNPP. Before Kwankwaso now went straight for 2023. So it is sad that this is happening at this time, but you know what happens whenever you have elections around the corner in Nigeria.
All right, there's no time. Let's just take more calls. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning to you, Barry, and good morning, Don.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother, Salvador.
Good morning.
This is Engineer Frank Uje, but I'm calling from Amausa Douglas. And I'm from Dimagri Secretary Autonomous Community in that local government area of Imo State.
Okay.
All right, let me talk about the data nation politics. Yes, APC, they are done with their primaries, and other political parties will soon do theirs. So what matters is the best candidate to emerge. Understand? And I believe that in that nation, all of them are for the data south, and what we want in data south is best representation. And but my brother Salvatore, I would also like you to use this opportunity, your platform, to say something about how Idato South, especially secretaries, are being marginalized in terms of governance, good governance, and infrastructural development. But I want to tell you that in Idato South, now let me just say, secretaries to be precise, you hardly see any government presidency, that's all is secondary say. And sometimes I wonder, even during the election, we will vote them massively. But at the end, we don't see senatorial this president, that of a House of Reps, and that in fact, we are even that of state. So,
right. My brother, no
is
time. If you want to come and campaign for that, I know so they don't call your village. No talk here. You go meet SM, buy small time and come and campaign. SM, just tell them how much you go pay. It's can see on that village get money.
The truth of the matter is he raised a very critical issue.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, you have the Olo Akokwa Oga Express, almost completed now, and I know what
they didn't branch there.
See, the road he's talking, the communities he's talking about now, Sekinese, Dikenafai, all of them along leading to Ntweke. The road from Onimo, Okwele Junction to Dikenafai, which is a South South local government headquarters, straight to Isekinese, then to Amanato Umweshi, then Ntweke. That road was promised to be done by this same Krenberg construction company.
Wasn't that the road that Ogochinyere said the federal government, or was it NDDC project, and the government officials say they needed part of the money and they refused and the people walked away?
You're talking about the erosion
prone area, yeah.
The erosion-prone area. That's rural aside.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one is a straight road that goes straight. In fact, at that local government headquarters, at Dikenafai, that building, the premises, she has a common wall with Mr. Governor's father-in-law, his residence. All right? So I have been clamoring for that road to be done right from Onimo, Okwele Junction, to Isekinese, Amanato.
What is the First Lady doing for our people?
I confronted her in Government House a couple of years back about the road. And I said, listen, tell your husband to do this road if the only thing he can do for us. If it is at 12 midnight that he gets your attention, you get his attention the most. Tap him and tell him, get this road done. If he likes, let him name this road after you when it's done. And she's promised that this road will be done.
Okay, I don't hear. But I saw not charge Governor Hope too much when he come married that woman. They provoke.
Look, listen.
No, joke apart. There's no time for us to go that. I know this one is getting you worked up. Yeah. I don't want you to get carried away with that particular one. You've been very, very passionate about that road. There's no time. Time is not our friend today. Yeah. I had so many messages to take. Let me just rush this one. Don, please rush this one first.
Mr. Barry and Co., good morning to you all. If APC are doing their primary election against the Electoral Act, other political parties will not talk, but gaining information to use it against them at the appropriate time. We are to watch what will play out at the general election come 2027. I am so Kingsley from Abize Egbima, Daddy Mary Claret.
All right, we have this one, Barry, Queen Dawn, and Comrade Salvatore. Good morning. I have never been excited with APC, and its shenanigans. Darkness and light have nothing in common. APC is darkness, and evil is always associated with darkness. Time will tell. The people's elder. And then finally, Dr. Mrs. Simao Lebera from Owerri says, sad that Nigeria is bleeding, and every new day comes with painful stories of killings, fear, kidnappings, and hopelessness. A situation where children and teachers are kidnapped in schools leaves much to be desired. Our children are now afraid of going to school, and it's invariably affecting their education, and parents are afraid of sending their children to school. Security is the basic responsibility of government, and they must rise up urgently and proactively to these. Enough of these rhetorics, and they beheaded the teacher, Chai. Nigeria lost educationists. May God comfort families of those affected by this tragedy. Thank you very much. That's how much we'll be taking. Apologies to everybody whose message cannot be read this morning. We appreciate you. For those of you on Facebook and all that, thank you very much. Thank you, Comrade Salvatore. We need to call it a wrap now.
My pleasure to be here.
Okay, that's our show for today. Let's do this again tomorrow for the midweek edition. And of course, we'll take enough time for you to talk. Thank you. Bye-bye for now. Straight Talk is over. And now it's time for us to switch gears to our sponsored program.